Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so whilst we were expecting some news in the actual game about 30 minutes or so ago, it seems like we have now gotten a reveal thanks to the official global Dokkan Twitter page that we are going to be getting Turles as the next release on global. There seems to be no indication from this whether or not we're going to be getting anything else. Like, you know, I made a video yesterday talking about how the sync could potentially change things for the future, how we might get multiple units in one go, any of that kind of stuff. This doesn't really tell us anything other than that Turles is coming. I imagine if they were going to be dropping Trunks at the same time, maybe they would have posted his ones as well, or who knows, maybe they'll post his ones tomorrow. I guess we don't know, but all we know for now for sure is that Turles is going to be releasing on global very soon. I'm going to play the video that they dropped for his super attack animations for him and the side banner units with the English dub, so we will get to see the hear the active skill in English as well. So I'm going to play this now.
Such strength. Is that brat a Saiyan? He is a real one. You know what this is? A moon. Burst open and mix! Now, let me see your true form.
All right, so there you go. That was the active skill. I don't know if I've actually heard Turles' dubbed voice before. I'm trying to remember when I watched the Tree of Might movie a long time ago for the first time, if I did actually watch the dub one. So yeah, that's definitely my first time hearing Turles' dubbed voice in a little while. It's not bad. It's honestly doesn't sound how I thought it was going to, so maybe it is just me. It could be literally the same person that dubbed it in the movie, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think it sounds pretty good. Sometimes the global dub voice lines for the active skills can be a bit hit or miss, but I think that definitely does sound pretty good. So this is Turles. I talked about him in more detail in yesterday's video, so if you want a more in-depth analysis of what this unit does, obviously check out yesterday's video, or you can pause this to see, like, obviously the details are up on the screen now. The most important takeaways is that he is a Space Traveling Warriors or Pure Saiyans leader that gives an extra 30% to planetary destruction or low class warrior. His leader skill I don't think is the best, right? Like for villains, you're really only going to be making like a space traveling warrior team that's getting the 30% from planetary destruction. And then Turles kind of doesn't fit in with that team particularly well, because his biggest issue is that his entrance animation, which is what makes him a support unit, is locked behind fighting a Goku family enemy or a unit whose name includes Kid Gohan, which I think is a really weird addition, because what enemies in the game are there that even applies to who aren't already a Goku family unit? Because if it's a Kid Gohan already, he's obviously already on Goku family. The only units that... Actually, no, because even the Krillin and Gohan LR, there's no event where you fight them, but Gohan isn't a Kid Gohan at that point, is he? So I actually don't know why. Someone can let me know in the comments what event this actually even exists for, because what card is there in the game, or what boss is there in the game that is a unit whose name includes Gohan Kid but isn't a Goku family character? I'm probably forgetting one somewhere, but But anyway, his entrance animation is super cool, but you're very rarely going to see it. That's what gives him the extreme support. And then he's a unit that builds up. He builds up damage reduction, builds up defense. He can be pretty good. I'm kind of excited to get him and try him out. I think people definitely underrated him when he came out on JP. He has the active skill, which has the same annoying restriction if you want to use it on turn 3, or it can be activated on turn 6. His link set is typical Turles link set. Pretty good for some of the villain links like Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Brutal Beatdown. Then he has Destroyer of the Universe, which is a really good link, but it's limited only to the Turles units and his minions. But one thing I didn't talk about in yesterday's video is the side banner units that we saw in those animations. We got the Amand and Raisin. These guys are the guys that are basically like the Rakuman Guldo. If you're going to summon for Turles, you really want to pull these guys as well. They give planetary destruction allies support. Then they get defense, and they also give additional defense and crit chance to Space Traveling Warriors allies. So these guys fit very well on that team build. But they guard all attacks and have damage reduction of 20% as the first attacker in the turn. Then they get extra attack and an extra super as the second or third attacker. And then each time guard is activated, they build up attack and defense. And remember, with the way these passives are worded, guard is activated even if the unit dodges. So this is a unit that you just give full dodge if you pull dupes, and then you put them in slot 1 to defend and provide a ton of support to Turles. And they have the Destroyer of the Universe link. So they're going to share Destroyer of the Universe, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, and Fierce Battle with Turles, which will obviously be very, very good. So these guys are very solid. They raise defense on their super. They have a chance to seal, which is just weird. I don't know why they still do that for units. And then the other unit is the Dies and Cacao. It's just like Ginyu with his 2 side banner units, right? Where the previous one is probably the standout better one. Whereas these guys, they get some key attack and defense. They can launch an additional attack. They have built-in chance to crit and built-in chance to dodge per Space Traveling Warriors ally in the same turn. Then they have a medium chance to crit and medium chance to dodge if they're the second or third attacker. So they are basically designed to, if you're running them on Turles' team, pretty much just be like a third slot floating unit that gets a little bit of build-up, can do a little bit of damage, but they're not really providing support to the team. So I don't know if they're nowhere near as necessary to run with Turles as Amand and Raisin, but obviously they have those links with him as well. So both Turles side banner units can definitely be useful if you want to pull him, but definitely these guys are going to be much more useful. So if you are going to summon for Turles, you really want to pull Turles and these guys, right? And so if we take a look at his celebration on JP, this is the kind of stuff that we will be able to expect coming out on Global in the next couple of weeks, unless they do decide to bring out anything else like ahead of time, right, to start moving up the schedule. So obviously we're going to get the typical login bonuses and missions. We get the banner, which I did talk about in yesterday's video a little bit. This is the first return of the Yamcha and Bardock on JP. So if they don't change this, this is going to be your first opportunity to get Yamcha or Bardock if you didn't get them when they first came out, or you can pick them up with red coins, or obviously you could potentially pull them on the banner. The AGL Turles is still kind of like somewhat usable, but of course he shares the same name as the new one, and then Bojack is a little bit too outdated at this point to really be particularly useful until he gets an easy A. But these guys returning is cool. Even if you don't want to summon, Yamcha can still be very relevant in the current content. So I think mine is only 55%, so if I don't end up pulling any in my summons, I will probably be picking up at least a couple of copies, right, to get into 79% at least. And then of course we have Story Event gets updated and revamped. This free-to-play STR Turles gets an awakening and I think an easy A. I'll go into that in more detail obviously in a separate video. Gets revamped into we get a new DB story. This was where the Prime Battle LR Dr. Wheelo was introduced as well, so we could see this coming to Global. I don't see why not if it was part of the Turles celebration on JP. We also get, is this the sub Easy A for Turles? Yeah, this is the Great Ape Turles Easy A, which is actually pretty good. Battlefield gets updated, because as you may notice, as a global player, it's Monday. Battlefield should have reset, but it's not available, so this will be reset when this comes out. Obviously sales, the Go Bros Easy A So this will be very interesting. It's a very weird EZA for them to have released during the Turles celebration on JP, but I was always a massive fan of this unit when they first came out on Global. Their EZA is definitely very interesting, so we're going to check that out, of course. New Super Battle Road stage, Chain Battle versus Giant Ape Kid Gohan. And then JP got more stages to Area 31, which we haven't actually got yet. That was released with the Kale on JP, and we did not get those with Kale on Global. So I can only assume we will finally get the first stages of Area 31 on Global with this celebration, which means Global will finally get Area 31 Stage 4, which becomes the new best link leveling stage. So there you go, bit of a mini Turles celebration there for part 1. There was a part 2, which obviously had like the Spirit Bomb LR Goku and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in more detail as we get closer to the later part of the celebration. We should get an official update in the news for Global tomorrow, since it didn't appear today. We should get a data download as well. JP, we're expecting a data download within the next 24 hours of all the information about the androids, and so we should see times and dates for the release of the LR Rose EZA as well. So bunch of information, even though literally just Global tweeting out that one thing gives us a little bit more information about what is coming out. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you excited to summon for Turles? Is he a skip for you? Are you just going to wait and see? Obviously I'll be pulling him, doing my 55% showcase, and then obviously if I do get any dupes, I feed them in after that, and then we start trying him out in some of the different events. It'll be interesting to try him out against like the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will like Trunks, like the final stage, because, you know, whilst it's a superclass enemy, which will benefit some of the other units on his team, it's still not a Goku family or a Kid Gohan, so he's not going to be getting his intro buff, but we'll see. So let me know what you guys think down below. Turles is next for Global. Are you guys excited to summon? Are you skipping? Are you going to pick up Bardock or Yamcha with coins? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.